name is Mark Bennett from markbennettguitar.co.uk. I'm here to introduce a new little 3-part mini-series on bar chords aimed at the beginner. Bar chords obviously being the bane of all beginners' lives. We all have to tackle it at some point. This little first step on the road to mastering bar chords is going to look at the construction of those chords and how they derive from the open shaped chord that we're going to build the shape on. You may or may not know at this stage we have what we call E-shaped bar chords and A-shaped bar chords. Those are the two that we're going to look at this stage. As the name suggests, they derive from the open E major chord and the associated family of chords that go with that, and the A-shape A major chord. So, I mean, you may or may not know we have E major, E minor, E7. Those are the 3 most important ones. We also have E minor 7 and E major 7. There is also a half diminished and diminished, but we won't go there yet. And from those chords we can build a closed version of that by putting the finger across as a bar below the open chord, almost as if you were putting a capo on the guitar, and moving the chord up. So at the 3rd fret, just using those same examples, E, F, F sharp, G, we would have G major, G minor, G7, G minor 7, etc. And likewise with the A-shaped chords. So, right, so first things first, we're going to just get you moving on how you can get that shape in the right position. The way I teach within my private one-to-one lessons, we start with an open chord, E major, and then keeping the shape the same, we're going to replace the fingers, refinger the chord to free up the first finger to enable us to use it as a bar and then move the chord up. So first things first, we're going to replace the 3rd finger with the 4th, and then the 4th finger, the 2nd finger with the 3rd, the 1st finger with the 2nd, etc. to free up the first finger. So this is still the same chord in the same position, but we have a free first finger, so we can then slide that chord up, which will feel a little bit alien to start with, but just take your time, and then we can drop in the first finger as a bar on the 1st fret. Now we have moved that open E root up to an open F, to a closed F, and built the new chord shape in that new position. So here we have the F major. To move that up another one, F sharp major, G major. I tend to get everybody to move straight away up to the 3rd position. It's just a little easier to get a good sounding bar chord at the 3rd fret than it is at the 1st. So if we go straight up to the 3rd fret, we have G major. Okay, now your first attempt at this, it's probably not going to be sounding too brilliant. Couple of tips at this stage, just very briefly. These are going to be elaborated on a little bit more in the following lessons. I would encourage you to have what we call a low bar. So I would encourage my pupils to have the pad of the 1st finger on the root of the chord that you're playing. So in this case on the G on the 6th string. If we were doing the A-shape equivalent, which would be over here on the C, just moving everything down, we have the C minor shape, which is derived from exactly the same shape but down a string, the A minor. So here we have the C minor. So likewise you'll see I actually move the bar down. I do encourage you to do that. It enables you to do the moving bass lines, which I demonstrated at the beginning of this video, etc. So there are plenty of advantages for having that low bar. So a low bar, just going back to the G, a low bar, you want to have your finger on edge, on its outer edge. So that to create that outer edge feel, it's a turning action of the arm. So you want to have your elbow in towards your ribs, finger on. I encourage people to have 30, 40, 45 degree angle. If you look down at your nail and maybe orientate your pick parallel to your nail, looking down, that's going to be at about a 40-degree angle to the strings ideally, so you're using the bony and straight outer edge. As I say, more of this later. Finger on edge, elbow in towards your ribs, regroup on the chord itself, and you should find that you're getting cleaner notes. If not, the following videos will give you some little tips about how to pull in those extra 2 notes. It tends to be the second string and maybe the top string and possibly the third string as well. Everyone has issues at different parts of the chord. So at this stage, that's how you're building up your chord. And just to show you, that's the G major. If we were to take the second finger off, dropping the major third down to the minor third, we've got G minor. Popping that third back, taking off the octave, dropping it down 2 semitones to the flat and 7, we have G7. If we take off that major third down to the minor third as well, we've got G minor 7. I'll leave it there for now in terms of the variations on that. And likewise, with your A-shaped chords, I would encourage you at this stage to start with the A minor, refinger as we did before, so fourth where third was, third where second, second where first, etc. Freeing up the first finger, still an A minor, slide at 1 fret, drop the bar across, this time on the 5th string. We're not playing the open E string, we're not playing the bass string, we don't need that note. And then moving it up, as I suggested, up to the 3rd fret to give us the C minor. The reason why we steer clear from this C major at this stage is you can finger it like you would finger the A-shaped chord, the open A, but that is a little bit of a fiddle. Most people finger the A-shaped major with a single note and a 3rd finger bar, keeping it to the middle 4 strings. So that actually is a different shape. It's not a traditional bar chord as such. So that's why we start with the minor up to the C minor. That's good. So that's hopefully just giving you a little bit of an introduction as to how those chords are constructed. If you dip into the following 2 lessons, you'll see how we can improve the sound of those chords by doing a bar chord exercise, what we call a bar chord exercise. That's going to strengthen up your first finger. It's going to build up some calluses on the tougher skin on the side of the first finger. Finger strength, hand strength, and you'll be able to get your bar chord sounding better. And then the 3rd and final lesson in the series is getting on and off your bar chords, because getting the chords to sound is one thing, getting on and off them in time is another. Good luck with that, and do check back. Thanks very much.